Hi, good afternoon, Wear Many Hats listeners. We have got such an exciting episode for you today. I'm really pleased to bring to you our first episode of Wear Many Hats on the Road. Yay! We are today at the United Grand Lodge of England, the home of Freemasonry in England, Wales, the Channel Islands and the Isle of Man. And they have allowed us to come in and use their absolutely fantastic podcast room today. And for the first time ever, you are going to hear the dulcet tones of my colleague and protege, Ethan Hawkey. Say hi, Ethan.
Hi, guys. Ethan Hawkey.
Yeah, and today we are going to be interviewing the absolutely fantastic Tony Retberg, the facilities manager here at the lodge. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Very well, thank you, Mark. Looking forward to it. Slightly nervous.
Slightly nervous? You don't look it.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good man. Well, listen, Tony, obviously, very interesting building, very interesting career. Why don't we start from the beginning? Tell us a little bit about how you entered the workforce and how you ended up looking after such a fantastic, iconic building in the City of London.
Right. Okay. From the beginning.
Let's go for the beginning, because that's interesting, isn't
Right.
it?
From leaving school, we're talking about, to ended up being a facilities manager.
I think so. I love that journey. Yeah, it's a good journey.
Right. Left school with very little qualifications.
Yep.
Went to a job centre. Back in the day in the 80s, you literally went to a job centre, picked a card up off the wall, went up to the counter and said, I'd like to go for that job, please.
Yeah, old school.
They went, yeah, okay, we'll get you an interview. Phone them up. Yeah, you got an interview tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Happened to be at a photographic studio. I was a messenger delivering photographs around central London.
Right.
To record labels and things like that.
Right.
After, it must have been literally 2 months, they went, all right, we're going to teach you how to do the photography in their photography side. Not actually taking the photographs, it was developing. I was working in a dark room.
Oh, really?
So I was working in a dark room for several years, then ended up working for a professional photographer in his dark room, being his actual darkroom worker, doing all his printing.
Wow. A well-known photographer?
He's well-known in photography, yeah, Peter Daisley,
right.
A golf stroke advertising photographer.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
When one of the many recessions I've seen kicked in, he reluctantly let me go because I was running out of things to do. I was literally, right, what do you want me to do today? He went, clean the car, iron the snooker table, to find something to do.
Right. Okay.
But fair play to him. He saw a job advertised for Christie's auctioneers doing black and white printing.
Right.
And he went, you need to go for that. Let's fill out this. He filled it out for me. Said, go home, take that, deliver it to the door today.
Yeah.
Got the job working for Christie's auctioneers in photography.
Well, that's interesting.
Which then led on to, once digital photography come into, no need for darkrooms anymore.
Killed the industry.
Killed it a bit, but they kept us all on.
Oh, right, okay.
Taught us all Photoshop, how to use, we ended up being the retouchers for the catalogues for Christie's.
Really?
Yeah, so I did that for years. Oh, God, I don't even know how many years.
Yeah.
I was at Christie's for 17, 18 years.
Wow. Then
redundancies kicked in again because of
another recession.
You know how it works. We've all seen them, haven't we?
Well, it's cyclical, isn't it, unfortunately?
Yeah. Then ended up getting a job here in security. A friend said there's a job going there in security. I went, I'm not. He went, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's more customer service. You know how to talk to people. It's customer service based, but you are officially security.
Right.
Which meant once I was here, you have to get your SIA license, which...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, again. Ended up starting here as a security officer.
Right, okay.
In 2010. In fact, it was my 13-year anniversary last week.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, 13 years. I've survived.
Not bad.
So from security officer, within a couple of years, I become a supervisor.
Yeah.
Was a supervisor for 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Then my current director, who was then facilities director, was snowed under and needed help. So he wanted a facilities manager.
Right.
And I went for the job and got it.
Oh, fantastic.
Been doing it now for 7 years, I guess.
So quite a while then.
Yeah. As the facilities manager, 6, 7 years maybe.
Okay. Would you have any advice for individuals that are working in security, cleaning, catering roles and looking to transition into a facilities management role? Have you got any advice about how they can make that happen, or?
I can only speak from personal experience.
That's exactly what we want, Tony. That's exactly what we want.
Which is turn up every day.
Yeah.
Be on time every day.
Yeah.
And work hard.
Yeah.
I think my boss won't mind me saying it's my director. He doesn't particularly like lazy or incompetent people, which I've got no problem with.
Which I think is fair enough.
Yeah. You know, you're coming to work. You're getting paid. Come in, do your job.
Yeah.
Get in on time, do your job properly, work hard.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do, in my personal experience, to get on and get somewhere.
I would agree. So did you do any kind of courses or anything like that when you transitioned into the role?
I've done health and safety courses, IOSH, NEBOSH.
Right.
I'm currently in the middle of, I've just taken my NEBOSH exam actually a few weeks ago.
How was that?
It's tough.
NEBOSH is, I've heard NEBOSH
it's a low percent pass rate, 35% pass.
Wow.
Which is a big failure. It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm on my third attempt.
Right. Okay. Oh, wow.
But it has changed. It used to be in a classroom.
Yeah.
And proper sit down exam.
Yeah.
You know, someone's watching you. You're not allowed to talk to anyone. Put your hand up to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Since lockdown now, it's online. It's an open book exam. It's a little bit easier. Touch wood.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it just in case I don't pass, but I feel like you got more chance because you're allowed to look at the internet. You're allowed to open your book, read your notes from the course you went on.
Right.
So if I fail now, it's not because I haven't studied properly. I've just completely mucked it up.
So that's transitioned from the classroom, onto online post-COVID. Then,
before I did my first exam was 2019, something like that, and it was literally in a class. You did a 4-day course and then sit in a classroom for 3 or 4 hours, take an exam, written exam, no typing, writing. And I haven't written since 1984. I've got no need to.
Yeah. Well,
after 5 minutes, your hand's aching. I'm like, oh God, I've got to do this for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a shock.
To be fair, that's a really interesting statement to make because you don't think about.
I don't write. I've got no reason to write.
Yeah, I don't either. Everything's on a laptop.
We all type everything, don't we?
Yeah. Apart from the odd signature, you know.
Yeah, but that's not 3 hours, Mark. It's 3 seconds.
Well, that's true. That is true. What did we do back in the day? You know, I mean, when we used to write essays and things like that.
Yeah. Well,
how did our hands make it?
I don't know. I really, like I said, it was a bit of a shock. I was like, oh my God, my hand's aching after 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was looking, I've got a long list of questions and they want long answers and all, you're talking like 3,000 words.
Yeah.
Now, just tap away. Type it.
Well, you could use a bit of Chat GPT these days as well.
You got to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll bring out software
they don't want you copy and pasting things. It's obvious if you. It's got to be in your own words.
Right. Okay. Oh, really interesting. Okay, so what would you say you learned when you transitioned from that security supervisor role into, let's say, the first 3 months? Was that a massive? Oh wow, this is insane. Or was it an interesting?
What, from when I went from supervisor to facilities manager?
Yeah.
The biggest thing, and it wasn't a major problem for me, was suddenly the other 3 or 4 supervisors who I'd been alongside and would been my workmates. They are still workmates.
Yes.
You know, I said I can be your friend, but I've got plenty of other friends. I don't need to be your friend. I will, but I've got to take a step back, haven't I? I'm now their manager.
You transitioned into.
You have to take a step back. You can't be jolly and matey with them and come on, let's go out and have a few. I can have a drink with them, but I can't go out and get drunk with them.
Of course. Yeah.
Having to pull them to one side, pull them for certain things.
Right.
What time do you call this?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be late. I have an issue with lateness, Mark. Sorry, but
I'm the same, mate. I'm ex-forces. I like to be on time.
Right.
10 minutes early for everything.
And I've used this phrase. If you're an hour late, something's happened. No problem. Clearly, something's happened.
Yeah.
If you're 5 minutes late every day, you don't care.
Yeah.
It looks to me like you just don't care.
I would agree.
I hate lateness. I really hate it.
Yeah. I'm the same. Honestly, it's one of my things.
I noticed you was half hour early today, actually.
What can I say, mate? What can I say? Honestly, it really is. It really is. I think punctuality is really important.
Yeah.
Any meeting I go to, if I'm not 10 minutes early, I'm really upset with myself.
I'm the same.
Because I think it's important because to me, it's an element of respect. Like, do you respect the individual that you're going to meet? Do you respect, and I think that if an individual is going to give you their time, whether you work for them or whether you're just meeting them, then you should pay them the same respect to make sure that you're there. Unless something catastrophic has
like
happened,
I said, if something happens, 2 trains were cancelled or... your alarm genuinely didn't go off. You forgot to set. Things happen every now and again. We all make mistakes, but not when it's every day. I'm like, no,
so it's constant.
You don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the most difficult element of
because having to not discipline, you didn't get that serious, but having to literally sit them down and pull them.
And have those conversations.
Yeah, it's an awkward conversation initially.
Of course it is, yeah.
Nobody wants to have that conversation, but it's their own fault.
Without a doubt, yeah. So how many people were you responsible for managing when you transitioned? So
20 to 25.
So that's quite significant as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I mean, as the supervisor, I already had probably, because it was a security supervisor, probably had 6 or 7 staff underneath me then.
Yes.
But then that virtually trebled, and
Yeah.
that's a lot more appraisals, a lot more people that can be late, a lot more.
Exactly.
There's more issues, and
Yeah.
you feel like an agony aunt sometimes when you've got more staff, is because
Yeah.
they all come with problems, don't they?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And obviously different roles as well, I would assume. People that are responsible for different things.
Yeah.
So you transitioned from a role which you knew, security, it's very simple, protect the building, make sure that you're personable, welcome guests. But now you're suddenly dealing with things,
Yeah.
in an overarching view of the facility,
I've
really.
just thought of something actually that happened a few years ago when I first started doing the role, and I think it may have even been the security officer who then replaced me as a supervisor, because there was a space there once I'd been promoted up.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of months later, and he said to some of the other staff in front of me, he went, "You can't pull the wool over his eyes."
Yeah.
He started at the bottom and worked his way up. He's done it all. He knows all your skives.
Yeah.
He's seen it all. You can't trick him.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen it. I knew what all the skives were, because everyone has a little skive at work every now and again,
Yeah,
don't
of course they do. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. He knows.
Yeah. So do you think that helps you then? Do you think it was better to follow that route,
Personal experience, Mark.
Yeah.
I can only go on that. Yes, in my opinion, because if an outsider comes into this building and they would be like, "Oh my God, look at the size of this place."
Yeah.
First thing they'd say, but they wouldn't know the staff exactly what they get up to,
No.
what they should be doing exactly. I knew exactly what they should all be doing, when they should be doing it.
Yeah.
From security officer to security supervisor.
Yeah.
All roles. I'd seen it. I'd been there. I'd done it.
Yeah.
I knew you could get rude people on that front desk, but you've got to still be polite and friendly to them and smile at them. But sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah. I agree. Without a doubt.
So I've seen it. I've been there.
Yeah.
And it was nice to hear that from one of the other supervisors. He's seen it all. He knows exactly how difficult your job can be and how easy it can be.
Yeah. Because it can be, can't it? Like, let's be honest.
Job's as easy as you make it. Some people make their own job difficult, don't they?
I would agree with that as well, without a doubt. Okay, so in terms of your role now, obviously you've been in it 7 years, I believe. What do you like about the role? What do you like about working within that facilities management space that's perhaps different to roles you've had in the past?
For me, it's just this building. I love working in this building. It's such a fantastic building.
I can't disagree with you there.
Yeah, I mean, when I showed you around a couple of weeks ago, I could tell you two were like, "Wow, look at this place."
Yeah. I mean, I love anything historical and big and interesting.
It comes with its problems. It's grade 2 listed, so there's certain things we can't do. We're restricted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got the plaque for the Investors in People Award, and we're like, we can't put it on the wall. We need to find 4 holes that was already in the marble wall. Otherwise, we couldn't screw it into the wall anywhere.
Yeah.
Because you need permission to screw into the wall to make a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
It's that big and that old. And
how long does that take, out of interest, to get permission to screw a hole in the wall?
You don't get it in general. It's tough nowadays. Yeah, any old holes we have to try and use. I could guess, but I honestly don't know. That someone else deals with that. My director and someone else will deal with that problem.
Yeah.
But it is a problem. It's not straightforward.
Yeah. So I imagine the compliance for a building like this isn't straightforward either, because of the nature of the size, the scale, the age, the history. I imagine, just doing an audit is complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
What sort of audit? We've had several audits. We did a health and safety one recently, and me and the maintenance manager were literally walking around with this person for 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, 2 full days. I put some steps in over them couple of days, as you can imagine. But it's a big building. I mean, when I showed you around the other week, you saw 20-25% of the building. There was no point in you showing the floors upstairs because everything looked exactly the same. But you saw the spaces that the general public see, and it was like 15-20% of the building. Yeah,
because one of the things I was shocked at was how long it took them to build it, and I can't remember now what you said, but when I remember thinking, it wasn't a significant period of time, was it?
It was 1927 they started, and it opened in 33. So
see, that's 6 years.
Big building, and as you can see, it was built properly back in the day, wasn't it? They didn't scrimp and save.
No,
there's wood paneling everywhere. There's marble everywhere.
Well, just the features in the grand hall, the great hall, are just amazing. The tiling for
The mosaic.
the mosaic. Yeah, I mean that is just mind blowing that something like that could be created.
Yeah, I mean, the tour guides say, I don't know if it's true, it took a couple of Italian guys about 3 years to do that mosaic alone.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but
okay, brilliant. All right then, Tony. So, in terms of your role, what is there any technology from a facilities management perspective that helps you in the delivery of your role on a daily basis in a building like this? If we look at AI, for example,
yeah,
do you think that AI could potentially change how you guys deliver things in a building like this in the future?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
AI is going to be the future, clearly.
Yeah.
It's probably going to affect all of us eventually one day.
Yeah.
We're still going to need humans, aren't we, to do certain things?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, can AI sit out at that front desk and smile at everyone who comes in the door? Possibly one day. I don't know, but no, I don't know.
I did see.
I could guess, but I don't know, Mark. I generally don't know. I've listened to previous podcasts where people have tried to answer it, but we're all guessing, aren't we?
I think it's really hard. I think it's a really difficult thing to respond to because I just don't think we know. I think it'll go a lot faster than the internet did.
You need to stop asking that question because it's really difficult to answer because none of us know.
Well, we have to ask.
No, I know.
We have to ask.
And I knew that question was coming, and I've done a bit of research, but I
just don't know.
I could guess, but what's the point? I don't know, do I?
Yeah. No, to be fair, that's a fair comment.
It could affect staffing levels, but we don't know for sure if or when or how.
Yeah.
It could automate certain things, couldn't it? I don't know. Ordering stock, maybe.
Yeah.
How about censoring technology under the Internet of Things umbrella? Have you looked at that for a building of this stature?
No.
I
haven't. No.
But it could be something in the future that
Yeah.
you may do.
Yeah.
Okay, really interesting. So from a learning and development perspective, Tony, are there any things that you would say to individuals sort of outside of NEPOSH that you found useful in your career that have helped you as your career's developed over the years?
You caught me again. It's a difficult one because I didn't plan to become a facilities manager. I didn't train to become a facilities manager.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah, I literally, it felt like I fell into it. The opportunity was there. I was encouraged to go for it, as several other people did. And here I am. I'm still here, so I must be okay at the very least.
Do you think your people skill, because you're a very personable person, do you think that helps you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've said this in my appraisals to my director.
Yeah.
I've written it several times that we make a good team.
Yeah.
And this is not a criticism of him. I deal with people better than him staff-wise. He is so efficient and so good at what he does.
Yeah.
But it's helped me it has helped all of us that I'm there because the staff come under me. I deal with all the staff. I do any issues they've got.
Yeah.
You know, if they book holiday, it comes to me. If any phone calls they make, I'm late, I'm running late, I want a day off here, something's happened.
Deals with you.
Everything comes to me. My director just keeps out of it completely, deals with a lot more important things than that, than staffing issues. So yeah, that's one good thing. I think I am a good people person.
Yeah.
Do you think your director's been a mentor in your facilities management journey?
100%. 100%. This year especially, we've done tendering. I'd never done a tendering process before.
Yeah.
Now we've done two. I could have bumbled my way through it, maybe do a bit of research, but he's done them before. So he talked me through. We went through the whole process for both, for security, overnight security, and for the cleaning contract. And I was amazed at how much hard work these companies put into it.
Yeah.
For a start.
Yeah.
Some of them probably knowing they've only got a slight chance of getting the job anyway.
Yeah.
But how meticulous my director was in literally had a marking system to make sure everything was fair and square and above board.
Yeah.
Because he's then got to put that onto someone else, to his boss, and go, that's the one I want. That's the reason why. There's the scoring. There's it.
Yeah.
And we spent at least a week on each one, like 4 or 5 hours a day, just trawling through all this information. It was mind blowing how much information, how much hard work goes into that, and how much time and effort we had to put into it. But it needs doing every couple of years, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, a lot of people probably, especially people that are looking to break into the industry, might not understand that you are responsible for those kinds of things as a facilities manager.
Yeah.
You know, and they are quite complex. You know, even identifying the organisations that you want to tender, I imagine, isn't easy.
No, it's not. No, that's not. Yeah.
And how did you feel making them type of decisions? You know, appointing a contractor, maybe someone losing a job. How does that feel? Having that responsibility on your shoulders, letting people down.
A bit of pressure, but I've got to do what's right for the organisation, and the way I always treat not just things like that, because I've only ever done 2 tendering processes. Obviously, I have my director guiding.
Are they cutthroat?
No, I wouldn't say so. I do what's best for the organisation. I treat this place, and I do this. I say this to my staff as well. I have to treat this place as if the money I'm spending on, whether it's a tendering process that's an absolute fortune, or your wages, your overtime, as if it's coming out of my pocket. If I'm not getting my money's worth,
that's
then
a great approach.
I'm not doing it. I treat it like it's my company, because I'm spending someone else's money. It's very easy to spend someone else's money, isn't it? Easiest thing in the world to spend someone else's money.
It's a great attitude to have, especially, you know, the company listening to that. I mean, something they'd be proud of to hear.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Well, it's the right approach, isn't it? Yeah. That's the reality. I mean, it's the right approach.
In a way, this is a trivial thing, but it's not. But I got sent an invoice from our finance department today.
Yeah.
We've got a company around the corner that cuts keys for us.
Right.
And I deal with the invoice. I'll make sure that will get paid. But I looked at it and thought, 13 keys? Why are we getting 13 keys cut?
Yeah.
So I questioned it, phoned up the supervisor. Do you know what? Because it was just a signature. I always tell them, write your name in block capitals on the receipt. Yeah. So I know it was just a signature. I didn't know signature was. So I made the phone call, went down, printed it. Who's this signature? And they explained exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And it made sense. There was a reason for having 13 keys cut 5-6 days ago, whenever it was.
Yeah.
But I questioned it because I was thinking, hold on. They've all got the purchase order. They all know we've got an account. Is someone getting keys cut to their new house?
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But I did. It was a small amount of money considering the grand scheme of things in this place. But straight away I questioned it in my head, thinking that's strange, as if it was my own money.
So effectively, because you're responsible for providing the rationale around any decision that's made around the budgetary elements of the business.
Well, ultimately, my director is, but I've got certain things I'll be dealing with. I can order without even okaying him, and I've got a little budget to buy. I buy all the stationery for the whole organisation.
That's a lot.
I don't have to run that past my director. If someone needs a box of pens, I'll buy them a box of pens.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I know it's been ordered, so I can pay that invoice. That's not an issue. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think that having that mentor has helped your career? Would you say?
It's helped a great deal.
Yeah.
As I said, he's very meticulous, very, very professional. My director.
Yeah.
To be honest, I couldn't ask for a better boss. He's been really, really helpful. We get on really well. Good relationship, good working relationship.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I'd class him as a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we met him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Lovely gentleman.
Yeah, and he was sitting at his PC grafting away, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. To be fair, he gave us about 10 seconds because he was too busy.
He's a busy man, trust me.
He is a very busy man.
And is it him who's been pushing you towards qualifications?
It's the first thing he did.
Is it?
Yeah. First thing he did when I became facilities manager, when we need to get you on a NEBOSH course.
Okay. Amazing.
Well, it's great to hear that you're getting that support and leadership from within the business. So, in terms of your future plans, is there an opportunity in the future maybe for you to transition to that director role in the future? Because obviously you know the place incredibly well. Is that something that you'd like to do?
Mixed feelings on that, because I look at how hard he works, how much pressure he's probably under.
Yeah, I'm
not sure I want that pressure and stress and.
Really.
I don't know. Yeah, possibly one day, but I'm in no rush to do that. I'm happy with what I do.
Yeah,
I'm happy with my role. I'm very happy in my role. So I don't even want to think about that, Mark. To be honest,
that's fair enough.
Touch wood, he doesn't. But if it gets run over tomorrow, and this is one of his sayings, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you need to know everything. So he bombards me with info. There's a joint folder we can all see, just in case something happens to one of us.
Yeah.
He's very good like that to make sure.
So that's part of the succession planning, I'm guessing. Then, that if anything was to happen, you can step in and you have the skills and attributes.
He's made all info available.
Yeah.
I don't know what we do if we both get run over by the same bus. I don't know what happens then.
I don't know. No. Chopper in somebody probably. I would have thought from somewhere else. Who knows? Okay, really interesting. One of the things that we talked about when we did the tour is that there's been a couple of projects that took place at the site, especially I think it was during COVID or just after COVID in
Yep.
terms of a cafeteria and new office environment and things like that. Do you want to talk us a little bit about that?
Our main general office was on the ground floor.
Yep.
It's now been turned into a cafe and bar. That was, we were going to do it anyway. Then lockdown happened, and we're like, right, let's get on with it and do it now. It was kind of convenient.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it worked out quite well. So it meant everyone was working from home anyway. So
Yes.
moving everyone out of an office was an issue. When they come back, they came back to a brand new office.
Yeah.
On a mezzanine, in between floors, but a brand new office.
Yeah, it's lovely as well, actually.
And come back to a brand new cafe and bar.
Yeah. Which is, by the way, listeners, open to the public if you want to pop in for a cup of coffee or a pint or a sandwich or anything along those lines. You get to have it is very, very nice, actually, in a lovely environment.
Yeah, let's make that clear. We are open to the public. I think a lot of people think we're not. Like I'm not allowed in there. We're open to the public.
Yes.
We've got a shop, we've got a library, museum, we do guided tours, we've got a lovely new cafe and bar.
Yeah.
Have I missed anything else?
I don't know. If you want to come in, Tony will come in and give you a free handshake and say hi. He's going to be
just ask for Tony at the door.
No, please don't. Tony's too busy.
He's going to be podcast famous after this, which is always good.
So Tony, talk to us about challenges you face on a day-to-day. What are the main challenges in your role?
Day-to-day, honestly, every day is different. I thought I was coming in this morning to a bit of a quiet morning. I was going to read up on a few of the questions that you'd sent me, so I didn't want to look stupid. As soon as I walked in, quick, there's a leak on the roof. It's coming through where we've got the building works going at the moment. There's a leak up there. It's coming through the third floor. It's near the archive store. We don't want it. So straight upstairs, helping out, calling cleaners, getting machines to vac the water up. Right, and before I knew it, I'd lost hour and a half. It's just every day is different, challenge-wise. Yeah. Some days are calm, as you know, but literally every day is different.
Yeah,
different problem. Not a major problem, but things to deal with.
Yeah.
When I bumped into you earlier, I said I'll be 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
In that 5-10 minutes, walking back to my desk, 2 people ask me, "Can you do this? Can you order this, man?" Yes, send me an email. There's always you're under pressure. So people just want things done, which is fine. In fact, it's one of my bugbears. We've got I'm sure everyone has, a service desk system, like a CAFM system.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an icon on their desktop.
Right.
Just click on it and you can send it, and it comes to us, and we'll allocate their job to the correct person.
Get it sorted.
But too many people are in a habit of, do us a favour, mate, just do that. Can you just...
Yeah.
They won't, reluctant to do the system, use the system, just send something. So it's on record that it's being done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember everything that you tell me in a corridor.
I don't think you can you?
No.
Let's be honest.
No.
I mean, it's great to be able to be multi-skilled and multifaceted and deal with different inquiries, but you do need to be able to record it to ensure that it gets resolved.
Yeah, and it's on record. Somebody's doing something. Otherwise, it looks like, what's that electrician doing? He hasn't done any work today. Well, he's actually done 10 things because everyone's gone, can you do that? Can you change that light bulb? Can you do this?
Yeah.
There's no record of him working if people just go, do us a favour.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair, that's how you talk to your mates, isn't it? But because you're approachable, they probably feel like they can. Would you say that that's the case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
So, Tony, since we're on the topic of challenges, talk us through maybe a particular challenging time you've had at the building, whether there was a project going on or a particular bit of maintenance or building work.
Well, even I'm facilities manager, we've got a maintenance manager as well. So a lot of that will come under him. We've had a restructure a few months back. So my director become building services director.
Right.
From facility. There's no actual facilities department anymore. It's building services.
Oh, okay.
So I then stayed as facilities manager doing my job, and he promoted a maintenance supervisor to the building services, as in maintenance supervisor. So a lot of the maintenance side will be someone else.
Yeah. And I imagine that's a lot.
You can't, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There must be some crossover with you.
Well, bits, but any major building or projects, in general, is done by someone else. Challenges wise, for me, COVID was a challenging time, which, like it was for everyone.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I had to have someone in the building constantly for insurance purposes.
Yeah.
Some staff were furloughed, others just took it in turns, looking after an empty building. But then contractors started coming in because
you're having the work.
We decided to do that building work. That comes with its own problems. Obviously, it seems a strange time now looking back. Everybody was walking about with masks, weren't they? And we were getting our staff coming in on taxis because we didn't want them going in on public transport and catching it, and then they're off sick.
Yeah.
Which means we've got to get someone else off a furlough to get them back to cover them because, it was a challenging time. Lots of awkward phone calls I'm phoning all the staff, make sure they're all right.
Yeah.
Telling them they're furloughed, telling them not to worry, your job's safe, everything's all right. But yeah, COVID was a strange time, wasn't it?
I mean, when you look back on it now, it seems, to me anyway, this is a personal view, it's like it didn't really happen.
It did.
If that makes sense.
No. And you look back, it is a bit strange. Like, wow, did that really happen to us all?
Yeah, is that actually something that took place?
Yeah, we seem to forget things quite quickly as human beings, don't we?
It's like the collective memory of a society, isn't it? I think. I could imagine how that was. So in terms of, did you kind of manage the projects remotely then?
Wasn't me.
Oh no, it wasn't. Was it?
No, it wasn't. No, like the office move, HR dealt with the whole office stuff. The maintenance director at the time dealt with the building works of the new cafe and bar.
Yeah.
I was literally just getting staff here.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking after the building, looking after any contracts that's come in. So, not a big challenge for me that. But, I found that a challenging time as in my poor staff. They're all at home. They were probably all right. They're probably fine, having a time of life. They're getting paid, but sitting home. But, it was because I didn't have challenging times with any projects. I haven't really dealt with major projects.
Yeah.
I look after the certain parts of the building and certain things that need doing here, but I'm not alone. Like
it sounds like you have a very good team. It sounds like
we do. There's the building services side, as we know, it is a very big team. There's 45 of us. We've got a big maintenance team, 2 carpenters, 2 electricians, a French polisher.
Yeah.
Oh God, I feel like I've missed a couple out. 2 painters.
Yeah.
Literally something needs painting. They're going around in circles, constantly painting. It's such a big building.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it is quite an interesting site in that respect. The different roles that probably people who visit the building wouldn't think were here. They would think that it was all either subcontracted or something like that.
No, but we do get quite a lot of compliments. It's so well kept. It's so clean. It's so well looked after and maintained that we do get those sort of compliments.
Well, that's because it's the machine behind the machine, isn't it? You've got all of those things happening in the background that people don't see.
Yeah.
And just managing that and manoeuvring it so that it stays the way that it is quite an impressive feat, I would say.
Yeah, we forget sometimes. We do. Yeah, it's just because we see it every day, don't we?
Yeah, you do.
It's only when someone mentions it. Oh, it's so clean. You really look after this place. But it's nice to hear.
But it looks like it's fresh out the box, doesn't it? Which is weird for a building of this age.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does look like it's fresh out the box.
Well, apart from the big scaffolding at the front,
Well, we'll forget about that.
That's coming down soon, don't worry.
Okay, brilliant. Do you do anything to keep informed about trends and things like that taking place in the facilities management industry?
I do bits. I listen to a podcast called Wear Many Hats. That keeps me informed of a lot of things going on in the facilities world.
Oh, brilliant. Good stuff.
We all get sent, which is junk mail. Most of the time, we all get sent things, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
Through the post. Some of them are useful. Cold calling emails, things like that. I do my best to keep track of things, but in a busy working day, sometimes you think, I'll look at that later.
Yeah, and then you forget.
Before you know it, it's Friday afternoon. You're like, I should have looked at that, shouldn't I? I try my best, but I'm not sure I do a good job at that.
Well,
I'm one of. I tend to go with the flow in life, in work, in everything. It works for me.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, I guess here you got to do what works. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I suppose.
Like I said, because of the age of this building, we're limited to what we can do anyway.
Yeah,
it's not the real world as such. It's not any old building where let's go with the times. We're going to do this now. Let's put turnstiles at the front and clock people. We can't do anything. We're limited to any sort of major changes.
Yeah. But that's quite challenging in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if there are new things that you think, I'd love to put that there because that would really fix this problem. But you have to think of a different way of doing it because you can't just apply that technology or you can't just apply that solution.
It's not.
You've got to think of a different workaround.
It's not as straightforward as that. IT have real issues with Wi-Fi and everything. If we have an event here and someone wants Wi-Fi, the building's full of marble and
Yeah.
concrete. And it just, you get no signal anywhere. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
Really difficult.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Tony, looking at your team and just the people who are under you, in terms of keeping them motivated, coming to work every day, having that get up and go, how do you keep them motivated? How do you keep them hungry?
Now you've asked that, I don't know, but they seem to be motivated. They seem to still want to work for me.
Do you give them incentives? Do you take them out for drinks? Do you, I don't know, give them rewards?
Well, I can only give them their wages. I can't give them any more. There's a certain amount of overtime, but that's when needed. I'm just.
You must do Christmas drinks. Surely you're not that mean.
Well, yeah, that doesn't come out of my pocket. HR will supply a Christmas party for all of us.
Oh, fantastic.
To be honest, I get on with all of my staff, so I like to think they want to work for me.
Yeah. And how big is that team?
We've all done it. I'm guessing you've worked for a manager. You won't go the extra mile for a manager you don't like or get on with.
No.
Why would you?
No. Well, you strike me as someone that leads from the front. You strike me as someone that, based on how, what we've discussed, you just crack on, do your job, you're on time. You make sure that your team does exactly the same thing.
Well, I'm setting an example.
Standards.
Hour and a half, 2 hours early this morning. So I want to know why someone is 5 minutes late. Why? I don't get it. I'm not asking them to get in 2 hours early, but getting 10 minutes early at least.
Yeah. So you're setting that standard. You're creating that scenario where people think.
Leading by example.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, I like to think I lead by example.
Yeah, okay. So do you do any kind of, I mean, look, some people do, some people don't, Tony. So take this question however. Do you do any kind of networking within the facilities management sector with other people in similar roles as yourself to problem solve? Or
I have done in the past. I'll be honest, I didn't find it very helpful.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. You may have different views, you may have different experience, but everyone's just walking about having polite conversations, sipping tea and coffee, and I found it a bit awkward. And I get on with people. I can talk to anyone, but
networking's hard, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't comfortable doing it. So I thought, what's the point of doing this? I've got a pile of work to do back in the office. So what am I doing here?
Yeah, so not.
It felt like a Skype, if I'm honest.
Oh, really?
That's what it felt like. Yeah, I'm being paid to be here, look after this building, and it felt like it's a morning off of work. I can just stroll in later on.
Yeah,
go and sip coffee and get a Danish with someone and chat to a stranger. About his problems at his work. And it's just not for me.
Well, I think we all interpret it how we interpret it. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer with respect to that, which is fine.
Is that bad?
No, I don't think so, because it works for some, it doesn't work for all. We've had some people on the show that are avid networkers and they think it's fantastic. And then we've had other people similar to yourself that didn't work for me, and I think that's fine. I don't think you have to be an avid networker. I kind of have to do it because of my job. But I don't mind getting out there and yapping to people. It's kind of what I do. Sling a few beers down and have a bit of a giggle.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So, in terms of this, how do you see your role evolving in any way in the future, transitioning into different areas, or you want to stay doing what you're doing?
Well, as I said, I'm always one for. I go with the flow. I seem to fall into roles, go with the flow. It's inevitable. It will evolve. Things will change. My role will change. Yeah. Something will change, I guess. I don't know. We had a restructure recently, so the staff under me went from something like 12 up to 25. Right. That was recent, because then the porters came under me as well. We got 10 porters.
Well, that's quite significant, though, isn't it, in terms of the job?
Yeah.
To be fair. So would you say that you need to be quite adaptable in your role?
Yes. Yeah, because like I said, every day is different here.
Yeah.
You really do have to be adaptable.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But I can do that. I'm quite happy. Whatever's thrown at me, right, let's get on with it. I'll deal with it best I can.
Okay. So obviously, Ethan chatted about challenges earlier. Is there anything that you're particularly proud of during your time as facilities manager here?
I would say just the fact that I am the facilities manager here. I am so proud to work for this organisation. I'm not a member, but it's a lovely organisation to work for. You've seen it yourself. It's a fantastic building. It is a beautiful building. And we hear that from the public. Oh, what a lovely place.
What a fantastic answer.
You've done it yourself. You were saying it. It is a lovely building, and it really is a nice place to work for.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's a good answer, actually. I don't think we've had that answer yet, have we?
No, I don't think we have.
We've had similar iterations, but not
We have, yeah.
just being facilities.
Sounds a bit cheesy, but I genuinely mean it. It is a great place
That's
to work.
great, though.
And
Yeah,
The fact you love your job is...
Yeah, God, well, that's important, isn't
Yeah,
it? You spend
of
so
course.
much time working. You know, you want to
you
enjoy work.
spend
you wouldn't-
most of your
yeah.
time awake. You spend at work, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. Well, especially you, Tony, if you're getting here 2 hours early. Right?
Well, I'm hoping to walk out an hour early tonight.
Oh, there you go.
To make up for
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. All right, then. So, you know, we've talked about you in terms of your work life. Tell us a little bit about you outside of work. You know, what do you like doing and what are your hobbies? Or
Used to be playing football. My 55-year-old knees won't allow it anymore, so it's mainly just watching football, which
Right.
I'm very good at watching football.
Yeah.
Just sitting down.
yeah, good
watching.
at sitting down and watching football.
I used to go to Chelsea. Used to have a season ticket at Chelsea. Gave
Right.
it up about how long ago? 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Got a bit fed up with modern day football, the whole Premier League and the obscene money and modern day football fans with
it
their
is crazy.
selfies and half and half scarves. So I watch a bit of non-league football now.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of football on TV.
Yeah. You're an avid traveller as well, aren't you, Tony?
Not
Used
as
to
much
be.
as I used to be, but yeah,
Yeah.
I still like to travel. Like my wife used to work for British Airways, so
Yeah.
I used to occasionally jump on the flight that she was on and just pop off to the Caribbean for a nice long weekend. Can no longer do it. Yeah, she'd be working on the flight while I'm being served beer by one of her friends.
Yeah.
She refused to serve me. She'd make sure one of her friends did it. But
Oh, no, fair enough. Fair
so
enough.
yeah, she took voluntary redundancy in lockdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but we still get the occasional cheap flight.
That's all right.
She's still got some perks for the
Yeah.
next few years.
I'm flying tonight. Well, not really tonight. Early hours of tomorrow. I'm going to Gran Canaria for a week. It's actually the first time I've been abroad since before lockdown.
Really?
Yeah. I've just not been. You know, for one reason or another. Either.
Wow, that's a long while.
Yeah, I know. And I think the last time I went to Egypt. So I'm really looking forward to it. But this is the first time as well that I'm taking my 2.5-year-old on a plane.
Oh,
So I'm
Mark.
kind of not looking forward to it. you know?
I've done that. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It's not going to be good, is it?
Yeah,
It's going to
no.
be 4 hours of just pure pain, I think.
Good luck.
Yeah. And do you want to know the worst thing? We fly at 5 to 6 in the morning. So we've got to get her out of bed at about 2:30.
And she's going to be all grizzly and grumpy.
She's not
and-
going to be happy
No.
at all. At all. Luckily, I'm sat 3 rows back.
No.
Yeah. And the wife's, well, I couldn't get the seats together. It's Ryanair, isn't it? It's a nightmare.
Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, you worked that one out well, didn't you?
No, that won't happen. I'll sit next to her. I'll help her. To be fair. Okay, well, look, I think that actually brings us to the end of the show.
Okay.
It's been a really interesting episode. How have you found it, Tiny?
Yeah, I have actually enjoyed it. I was a bit worried, a bit nervous,
Yeah.
but no, it went well. I think. Didn't
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. It couldn't have had a better guest or a better site building facility for the first ever Wear Many Hats on the Ride.
I just wish the listeners could see the building.
Well, look, listeners, get yourself over here. It's open. You can have a cup of tea. You know, meet Tony.
Have a pint.
Yeah, have a pint. You know, they might even let you do a podcast. I don't know. That's the question. Who knows? To be fair. But listen, Tony, you know, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And also thank you to obviously the Lodge for allowing us to record the podcast here. And thank you to everybody.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. And nice to hear Ethan's voice. He actually spoke, didn't he?
I know, isn't it weird? It's about time we had him on the show. You know, we do reference him.
Been a
quite
pleasure.
bit, though. We reference
I have enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, we reference him quite a bit, and he just kind of sits there and giggles. It's quite nice to have him chatting. Okay, listeners. Well, listen. Thank you very much. Look forward to the next episode of Wear Many Hats on the Road. Massive thanks to Tony and obviously the Lodge. Take care.